What are some real horror stories you've been through? Part 2. Again, I didn't expect anyone to read the first post. I thought maybe I'd scream into the void, feel a little lighter, and move on. But the comments, the messages, even the weird ones. Thank you. Genuinely. I haven't felt seen like that in years. But some of you asked if there was more. There is. And I wish I could leave it buried. I wish I had left it buried. But yesterday, and I'm unsure of why, I had a compulsion to go back to those woods. I didn't plan it. I swear I didn't. I was driving to visit my mom. She still lives near Alder Creek. And I passed the old service road. It was overgrown, barely noticeable. But the second I saw it, I felt it. That pull in my chest, like something inside me remembered before I did. Like something whispered, you left something behind. I kept driving. I told myself no. I even turned up the radio to drown it out. But half a mile later, I pulled over. I sat there for 10 minutes, hand frozen on the wheel, staring at nothing. Then I turned around. There's no reason I should have found the path again. So many years had passed, but my feet knew where to go before my brain caught up. The forest was different in daylight, less like a crypt, more like a memory. But the deeper I went, the stranger it got. The trees grew too close again. The air felt thick, and though it was nearly noon, I started seeing my breath. I told myself I'd just go as far as the ruins. But when I reached the clearing, they weren't ruins anymore. I swear to you, I'm not lying. The cabin was whole again. Same as that night. Same glowing windows. Same lazy curl of smoke from the chimney. Same impossible wrongness humming in the air. Only this time, the door wasn't open. It was waiting. I should have left. Every instinct screamed run, but my legs moved on their own, step by step, like I was sinking into a dream. The closer I got, the more everything warped, sounds muffled, colors too bright, like the forest was holding its breath. Then I heard the humming. Same tune as before, soft, slow, wrong in a way I couldn't name. My hand reached for the doorknob. It turned before I touched it, and standing there, in the doorway, was me, again, but younger, from that night. Her hair was longer, her eyes, still black, still empty, but this time she looked tired. She didn't smile, she just stepped aside, and God. I wish I could say I ran. I didn't. I went inside. The cabin was alive. I don't know how else to describe it. The walls pulsed faintly like they were breathing. The floor creaked like it was whispering beneath my feet. There were candles everywhere, but they didn't flicker. They glowed with that same cold blue light from the woods. There was a table in the center of the room. On it sat 4 objects. A cracked flashlight, a strip of red flannel, torn and stained, a rusted gardening trowel, and a phone. My phone. The one I thought was just in my hand. It buzzed once. The screen lit up. One new voicemail. I pressed play. Static. Then, a voice. Mine. You shouldn't have come back. Silence. Then, it's waking up. The message ended. I turned to leave, but the doorway was gone. Just wall. I swear it hadn't been there a second ago. I pounded on it, but it didn't give. The candles flickered. Something shifted behind me. And then I saw her again. The other me. Sitting in the corner, knees to her chest, humming. She stopped when I looked at her. You're not supposed to remember yet, she said. You're too early. I asked her what that meant. She shook her head. You pulled the thread. Then she reached into her pocket and held something out to me. It was a Polaroid. Faded, warped by time. It showed the 4 of us. Me, Eli, Noah, and June, standing in the clearing. But there was a 5th figure behind us, half hidden in the trees. Tall, faceless, watching. I thought it wanted you, she whispered. But it was me. Suddenly, the room groaned. The walls pulsed harder. The air thickened. Something behind the walls moved. The girl, me, grabbed my hand. You need to wake up, she said, before it marks you again. And then everything shattered. Not figuratively. I mean it. Like glass, the cabin just broke. Light burst from the seams. I was falling, not through space, through time. I saw flickers of that night again. June's terrified face. Noah bleeding. Eli whispered, run. And then, I was back, on the forest floor. The ruins around me, old and empty. Like it had always been. My phone was in my hand. It was 3:17 a.m. Again. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I pulled loose, but I think something remembers me now. And I think it's waiting. And why do I know this? Because I believe it followed me home last night.